Yes, now am I audible? I guess my voice is coming. Just give me a confirmation on the chat box, yes or no. Okay, guys. So, hello everyone. First of all, I'll give my brief introduction. So, my name is Pranshu Rathor, and I work as a technical trainer for Selected.com. Right. So, in today's webinar, we are going to build an amazing app that is a joke app. Okay, so we will just click a button on our app and random jokes will come, right? So for that, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, just confirm if my screen is visible. Yes, my screen is visible to everyone. Just give me a confirmation. Yes, in the chat box. Okay, guys. Okay. So first of all, I'll just tell you the architecture of our app. Okay, how we are going to build and what we are going to build, right? So in our application, we are going to use a simple API. Okay. So for those who don't know what is API, I'll discuss about it. Okay. So for that, I'm just creating a whiteboard so that you will get to know what architecture we will use. So where is our whiteboard? Miro, right? And here it is. All right. So I'll just create a blank board. Okay. So, first of all, let me know. You guys know what is a full stack application and what is the architecture that is used behind full stack apps? Just yes or no in the chat box. Front end, back end, APIs, databases. Any idea about all these things? Okay. So I'll just give a brief of the idea behind our app. So what we are going to build today, a joke app, right? So our application typically consists of a front end. Okay, that we are going to build through React. Okay, so we are going to use React for the front end. Then we are going to use a simple API that will fetch random jokes, okay, on our app. So in between we have a API, right? Then this API connects our front end with a server or a backend, okay, where all our data will get processed and with this backend, we have a database attached to it, right? So we have a database. Okay. So what we are going to do? Okay, we will request this API from our front end. Okay. Then this API will take our request to the backend. Then backend will contact the database for the data. Then we will get the data from the database. And then through API, that data will come to our front end, right? So this is what we are going to build today. So we are not going to implement the backend and database part. Okay. So we are just going to use an API, right? An API which is connected to some backend and database that is pre-written, right? So पहले से बना हुआ होगा वो. We will just use that API, right? With our front end. All right. So I guess everyone got it, what we are going to do. Yes, just write yes or no in the chat box. I've given a idea about it. Yes, guys. Yes, no. All right. All right. Okay. So I'll just search for that API. So if you go on Google and if you search for Joke API, then on the top only you will get this SV443 Jokes API, right? You can go to its documentation and if you scroll down, okay, so this is our API. Okay, so API is typically a URL. Okay, we will request this URL from our front end and we will fetch random jokes on it, right? So if you paste this URL on the browser and if I click enter, okay, so you can see I'm getting a joke object. Okay, so this is what our joke object will look like. So if I refresh it, so you can see I'm getting another joke, right? So whenever you call this API, you will get a random joke every time, right? If I click refresh, okay, so you can see there are different jokes are coming. So each joke have a category. You can see misc joke, miscellaneous joke. Okay, every joke will have a type. So jokes are of typically two types. You can see here. So single part joke and two part joke, right? So this is a two part joke. You can see. So in two part joke we have a setup and a delivery. And if I refresh it, let us see for single. So you can see this is a single joke. Okay. Single in a single joke, you will only have a punchline. So it is here, right? And the category is programming, right? So like this, we can fetch jokes from this API, right? And this API is already connected to some backend or some database, and it is giving us that data, okay, with connected to that backend, right? So now what we have to do, we have to just build a front end with React and we will call this API. Okay, so simple as that. So for this, what I'll do, I'll go to my desktop and here you can make a folder. Okay, so whatever I'm doing, you can also do it along with me, right? So it is very easy. Okay, so you can also follow along with me. I'll name this folder as joke hyphen app. Okay, so joke app. And what we are going to do, we will open this with our VS Code, right? VS Code we will use for code editing. Okay, so you can see I've opened this folder in VS Code and what we can do, we first have to open the terminal. Okay, so new terminal, right? Okay, oh, sorry, I closed it. So new terminal, right? Okay, so we are going to use a tool for creating a React app, right? So which tool we are going to use? I'll also give you idea about it. So it is Wheat. Okay. So what is Wheat? It is a next generation front end tooling. So through this tooling, what we will do, we will create a template for our app. Okay. So Wheat will give you a template, a structure for a React app. And in that structure, you can write your code and call these APIs. Okay. So for using this Wheat tool, what we can do, we have to go to terminal once again. Okay. And here you have to write one command that is npm, then create and write wheat. Okay. So npm create wheat, very simple command. So let us hit enter. So for those students, wheat is not installed. Okay, so it will give you a prompt that wheat is not installed. Do you want to install it? So you have to create y. Oh, sorry, write y. Okay, yes. And if wheat is already installed, so you will get to see this type of uh, prompt, right? It will ask you a project name. So I'll give project name as dot slash. Okay, dot slash means current folder. I want to make my structure inside this jocap folder only. Then let us hit enter. Then it is asking you to select a framework. So how we will select a framework? I can press down arrow key and I can go to React and I will select the React and hit enter. Then it is asking you the variant. So we are going to use JavaScript. Okay, so I'll select JavaScript and hit enter. So now you can see that scaffolding project in this folder. So you can see in JoCap folder, you got the template from the Vite, and now you have to run these two commands. Okay, npm install and npm run dev. Okay, so basically, what is npm? npm is Node Package Manager. Okay, so through npm we manage our packages that we are going to use, right? So first I'll run this command npm install. So what will happen with npm install? Whatever packages, external packages, third-party packages we are going to use inside this app, they will get installed. Okay. So let us write npm I. You can also write I. Okay, I is short for install. So this command will also work. So let us hit enter. Okay, so you can see my packages are installing. Okay, so it will take a little time to install. Okay, so you can see node modules folder is creating. So in this folder, we have all our third-party packages that we are going to use. Okay, that is used behind React template and Vite. So all these packages will get installed. Right. You can ignore these warnings. Okay, so there is warning. So we can ignore warnings. No issues. Okay, so you can see it is done. Right. Now what is the next command that we have to run? That is npm run dev. So what this command will do, it will run your development server so that you can see the output of your code, right? So I will write npm run dev, okay, and hit enter. So you can see we have deployed your code to your local server, local host, and you can copy this link and paste it in the browser. So if I click on navigate, so you can see this Vite plus React app is created. And it also gives you a simple counter. Okay. So this is how we can create a React app with Vite. Okay. So everyone got it up till here? Just write yes or no in the chat box. Okay, it was very simple, not very typical. Yes, sir, everyone got it up till here. Right. So it was really very easy. So now what we have to do next, okay, we will just clean a little bit of our code. Okay, so let us see the public folder, what is inside the public folder. So it is wheat.svg. Okay, so it is the same logo that is being used here on our application. Okay, this logo. So we don't need this logo. So you can simply delete this public folder. So I'll delete this folder. Okay, I don't need this. Then you can expand the src folder and you can see there are CSS files, JavaScript files. Let us see what's in the asset. Okay, so it is React logo. Okay, I don't need this also. So I'll delete the asset folder. Okay, then there is app.css. Okay, so I don't want any CSS. So I'll delete this. Okay, then we have index.css. So here also we have some pre-written CSS code. So I'll select all the code and I'll just delete it. And here I'll just give some basic styles. So star, asterisk, Okay, asterisk means I'll select all the elements and I'll override the default styles. So I'll give every element margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing as border box. Right. Let us go to main.jsx. Okay, so it is our main file of the program where you can see app component is rendering. And this is the our app component. Okay, where that count and everything is implemented. So let us delete all the code in the app.jsx. Okay, so here I will now write my code and now you will see this empty screen. Okay, so everything is deleted. I've cleaned all my template. Now I can write my code in app.jsx file and it will appear here on the screen. Okay. So first, what you have to do in the app, you have to create a component in React, right? So how you can create a component in React? There is a very basic shortcut that is RAFCE. Okay. So this is a shortcut. So what this RAFC will give you, it will give you a React arrow function export component, which looks like this. Okay. So it is simply a function. Okay. First I'll make it, then I'll explain you. Okay. You can delete this import React statement. Okay. It is not necessary. So you can see what is an app. Okay, a app is simply a arrow function you can see. Okay, so it have round brackets and this function is returning some JSX. Okay, JSX is similar like HTML only. So every component will return some JSX. Okay, so it is returning some div and we are just simply exporting this app component from the file so that it can be imported inside this main.jsx. So you can see here I'm importing it. Okay, import app from app.jsx. So that is why we have to export this function. Okay, so a component is simply a function in React, right? So now what we can do, I can simply write one h1. Okay, I'll make one heading. So you can see hello world. Okay, and it will appear here. So you can see hello world is coming. So whatever you will write inside this div, okay, it is going to appear on your screen now. So now what we can do, okay, I can welcome my users. So I will give one h1. Welcome to my joke app. Okay, so you can see that heading is welcome to my joke app. So now what is the next thing that we have to do? Okay, I'll just click one button. I'll make one button, sorry. Okay, so button and we will write inside this button get joke. Okay. So now what will happen if I click on this button get joke, a joke should appear below this button, right? So for this, what I can do, I can make one h2. Okay. And inside this h2, our joke will come. So I'll just simply like write joke here. Okay. So if I click on get joke, so you will get this joke, right? So now we have to use that API, right? That API that we run here. So for using APIs in your React app, what I can do, either you can use the inbuilt fetch method of JavaScript, okay, for calling the APIs, and for properly managing your APIs, you can also use a third-party package that is called Axios. Okay, so what is Axios? You can search here. Axios. Okay, so it is simply a JavaScript library for making HTTP request. Okay, so like fetching data from API. So we can use this Axios package to fetch data from that API, right? So you can also see the documentation here. So let us close this and let us close our server. So Control C, and I will write that command once again, npm I install, and I will give the package name that is Axios. So npm I Axios. Let us hit enter. Okay. So you can see that my Axios package is installed. So run our server once again. So npm run. Okay, and we can see that output once again. Right. So now what we can do, first we have to import that Axios package in our app component. So I will write import Axios from Axios. Okay, simple import statement. Now what we can do, we can give this button a click event. Okay, so I can write on click whenever this button is clicked. So what I want to do, I want to get joke, right? So I have written get joke here. So what is this get joke? Get joke is simply a function. So inside this app component, I will give one function. So function get joke, okay, round brackets and curly braces. Now inside this function, I can call that API. Okay. So how we can call that API? I will make one variable const joke object, or you can say response. Okay, we will get a response from that API. So const response is equals to, now we can make use of that package Axios, then click right dot. And for Axios, we will use the get method. Okay, because we want to get the data from the API. So that is why I'm using get method of Axios. So Axios dot get, then give the round brackets. Now you can see in the round bracket, it is asking me the URL in the string form. So I will give one string. And now you can copy this API. So Control C, copy it. Now I'll close this. And here I can paste that API in the form of string. Right. So now what next? We can write console log. Okay, you can just console log to see whether the response is coming or not. So response. And one more thing. Okay, whenever we are fetching the data from the API, so it will take some time. Okay, because data is coming from other backend and server, right? From the database, some database. So it will take some time. So in JavaScript, if something takes time, so what we do asynchronous programming. So that is why I'm going to make this function as asynchronous. That means this function will take some time to get the data from that API, right? Then we can await this operation. Okay. So we will wait for this API to get the data. So that is why I have put await keyword in front of this Axios. So it is very simple. Just make your function asynchronous by using async keyword, and whatever things are taking time, just put await keyword in front of it. So that is why I have put await keyword in front of this Axios. Okay. So now let us go to inspect, go to console, and now let us see whether our data is coming or not. So here you can see if I click on get joke, so you can see some object is coming, right? And if you expand this object, so you can see inside the data, we are getting our joke object. Okay, so you can see category programming and joke is also coming, right? So let us access the data object inside response. So what I will console log response dot data. Okay. So now let us see. Let us refresh it. And now if I click on get joke, so now you can see I'm getting a joke. Okay. So category is fun, two part, the same thing that we are going to see the browser. Right. So everyone getting it up till here? How I'm fetching the response from the API by using the Axios method, Axios package. Okay, very simple programming, 2 3 lines I have written only. Just write yes if you are getting it. Okay, okay, okay. So once again, we will come here. Okay. So you can see that joke object is coming from this API. So now what I can do, I can use this joke object. Okay, inside my app. Okay, here I have to put that object. So what I can do, I need some variable so I can store this response, right? So React doesn't support variables. So React supports states. Okay, now what are these states? States simply variables in React. Okay, so how to make a state? I will show you. Okay, I will give a const keyword. Then I will give square brackets to destructure my state. And here you can write use state. Okay. So you can see use state is a part of React library only. Okay. So what this use state will do, it will give us an array. Okay. So that is why I'm destructuring it. Okay. So inside this array, what we will get? Okay, we will get the joke object. Okay. Then comma, we will get one function that is set joke. Okay. So these two things we will get inside this use state. Okay. A joke object and set joke. Right. And here what I will give that it is an empty object. Okay. So default value of a state is empty object. Okay. And we are also getting a setter function. Okay. Whenever you want to change this joke object, you can use this setter function. Right. So I'll tell you the logic behind these states. Okay. React doesn't support variables. Why? Because React doesn't like changes your variable directly. Okay. So that is why React have states. So whenever you want to change this joke variable, you have to use this function. Okay. So simple rule of React, don't change directly. Okay. Use this function to change the variables. Right. So in simple words, I'm saying this. Now what we need to do, instead of this console log, I'll delete this console log. Okay, I'll call the set joke function, okay, which we are getting inside the state. And inside this set joke function, what we will set our response dot data. Okay. So now what will happen? This set joke function will put all the things inside response data to this joke variable. Okay. You can also console log it and see. So console log joke. And now let us come here. I'll refresh it. And if I click on get joke, okay, so you can see our empty object is coming because we have set it as an empty. But once again, if you click it, get joke. So now you can see you are getting a joke, right? So inside this joke variable, we are getting the joke. Now what we need to do, we need to manage this object, right? So I told you earlier that joke are of two types, single or two part, right? So what we can do in React, you can write JavaScript inside HTML, right? So I will make one curly braces to write the JavaScript. So now what I can do here, okay, if I can check the condition. So response, okay, not response, sorry, joke, okay, our joke variable. And inside the joke variable, what we have type, you can see, okay, type. So I will type joke dot type is double equal to single. Okay. If it is a single part joke, so joke dot type is double equal to single. We will check this. So question mark. Okay, I'm using a simple ternary operator here. Okay. Shortcut of if else. We have also studied this in C language. In C language, we also have ternary operator. So question mark. So joke dot type is single. So what I need to do? I need to uh, render this joke. Okay. So I will put that joke dot joke. Okay, inside the joke, we have this joke, right? So if it is false, okay, if our joke dot type is not single, so we will just render the empty strings. Okay, so now let us see what will happen. Okay, I'll reach everything. So now if I click on get joke, okay, so I'm not getting joke because it could be a two-part joke, right? Let us click once again. So now you can see it is a single part joke. So that is why I'm getting a joke here. Okay, let us hit refresh. So now let us manage it for two-part joke also. So if our joke is two-part, then what I will do, okay, I will, okay, so I guess I should make this a div. Okay, so we will make it a div, a box. Okay, and inside this div, we will render this as a h2. Okay, and just cut it and paste it, right? Joke dot joke, and once again I have to give curly braces here. Okay, to write the JavaScript. So now, okay, I'm getting some error. Okay, I'll give empty strings here once again. So our errors will go. Let us refresh it. Now if I click on get joke, no joke is coming. Okay, it will be a two-part. Once again, okay, it is also a two-part, two-part, two-part. Okay, why I'm getting two-part jokes only? Okay, now it is single. Okay. Yes, jokes is coming. Okay, so I'll refresh it. So let us now manage it for two-part joke also. So if joke dot type is single, so I'll just render that joke. But if joke is two-part, then what I need to do? I need to make two elements. Okay, so h2 and another h2. And I need to wrap all this inside a div. Okay, so a little bit complex JSX. So Control Shift P, wrap it in div. Okay, so now here I can make these h2 curly braces, and here I can type that joke dot, first we will give setup, then we will give delivery. Okay, now our errors will go. Okay, I'll refresh it, and okay, I'll expand this so you can see the code properly. And what I can do, I can format this code. So Control Alt F. Okay, so this is what I have written here. Okay, so I'll explain you what I did. Okay, I just checked that joke dot type if it is single. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to just create a h2 that will give joke dot joke. Okay, and if it is not single, means if it is two part, then what we need to do? Okay, we will give two h2. So in one h2 we will give the setup, and in one h2 we will give the delivery. Okay, so now let us see if our app will work or not. I'll click on refresh once again. I'll click on get joke. Okay, yeah, you can see now my jokes are coming every time I'm clicking. So every time I'm getting a random joke, right? So this is a very basic app that I have created. Okay. So this is how we can just simply call the APIs, okay, in our React app, and we can make everything that we want. Okay, it can be a joke app. Okay, you can also search APIs that give different data. Okay, you can also make a advice app. So if you search on the Google advice API, you will also get the advice API so that you can make that app. Okay, everyone getting it? Any doubts? Okay, you can ask me if you are feeling any doubt or feeling any trouble doing it. Yes, guys. Yes, guys, you can ask doubts. Okay, understood. Okay, any other people facing any difficulty? Okay, no doubts, Sumit. Okay. Okay, if you want, I can also give this code to you. Okay, so if you haven't followed along with me, okay, you can also take this code. Okay, so for sharing this code, I'm going to use code share. Okay, so code share is a very good platform. You can share code in real time with developers. I'll just click on it, share code now. Okay, and I'll only share this app.jsx code. So control A, control C. Okay, I'll paste it here, control V. Okay, then I'll click on share. Okay, and I'll just copy this link. I'll close this and I'll paste that link here. Okay, so you can also take reference of code which I've written. Okay, just click on this link, guys, and just confirm if you're able to see the code which I've shared. Just write yes if you're able to see the code. Okay, okay, okay. So you can now also style this app. Okay, I've not talked about the styling part, right? So you can also give some basic styling. Okay, so I'll just go to index.css. Okay, here you can give classes to different things that you want to style. Okay, so first of all, I'll give this, okay, a class name. Okay, so React doesn't have classes like HTML or CSS. Okay, you have to give class name. So class name, what I can give, heading. Okay, simple class names I will give. Okay, then this button, we will also style this button. So I'll just click, I'll give class name. Okay, we have a single button, so no issues. And we also have a single heading. Okay, so no need to give class name. We can target them directly, but we have multiple H2s. Okay, so that is why I'll give this class name of single. Okay, for single type joke. And here I'll give different class name. So class name, two part. Okay, and this is also class name two part. Okay. Now what you can do, you can go to index.css, style it a little bit. So we will first target the body element. Okay. So inside the body, what I need text align center. So everything will come in the center, you can see. Okay. Then you can also give margin to our H1. So I'll target H1. Okay. And I'll give some margin of, let us say, 2 REM. Okay. Then we will target the button. Okay. Simple styles I'm applying. Okay. No, not applying any advanced CSS. Okay. So you will get confused. Just simple CSS I'm giving. So in the button, you can give width of, let us say, 5 REM. Okay. You can also increase it 5 to 8 REM. Okay. You can also give a height to our button, let us say 3 REM. Okay. You can give some font size to our button, let us say 2 REM. Okay. Okay. It is very much larger. So 1.5. Okay. Okay. Or you can 1.3. All right. Okay, so for this button, you can also give some border radius. Let us say 0.3 rem. So what border radius will do, it will make your curves a little bit circular, you can see. Okay. Then if you want to give some what we can say color to your button, you can also give background color. Okay, so that depends on you. Now what we will do, let us click on get joke. So you can see jokes are coming. So I can also give some margin to H2. Okay, let us say margin of 1 rem. Okay, now if I click on get joke, you can see jokes are coming. Okay, so like this, you can also style your apps and you can fetch random jokes. Okay, so this is how I can make this app more interactive with the help of CSS. Right. Okay, so everyone getting it, what I'm doing here. Yes, style it a little bit. Then you can also deploy this app. Okay, and you can showcase it on your LinkedIn. Okay, you can put it on your resume. Okay. Okay, I've just uploaded app.jsx code because that is only the main code. Okay. The other code, Vite will give you already. Okay, Vite will create the template for other code. Okay. So you only need app.jsx code to run these things. Right. So don't worry that we have only get the app.jsx code. So it is the main code. Okay. Other code that is written inside the template that Vite will give you already. Okay. Yes, any more doubts, guys? So there is let there is a slot of 10 minutes for doubts. So if any student having any doubt, you can simply ask me. Right. Okay. Yeah, and you can also search me on LinkedIn. So if you are getting the certificates after this webinar, if you have deployed this app, okay, you can also tag me on the LinkedIn. So you simply have to just search my name on Google. So Pranshu Rathore, Rathore. Okay, so this is my spelling. Okay, just remember my spelling. So on the top only you will get my LinkedIn profile. Okay, so you can click on it. Right. So this is my LinkedIn profile. Okay. So if you got the certificates, you can tag me. Okay, with my name on the LinkedIn. Right. And you can showcase this thing, your certificate and your project on LinkedIn. Okay. So okay, Sumit. Okay, no issues. Okay, I'll also copy this LinkedIn profile on your chat box, so there will be no issues in finding my LinkedIn profile. Okay. Also, don't forget to tag is collected. Okay, tag is collected. Tag me in your certificates in your projects. Okay. Yes, any more doubts from any other guys? Okay, I can see there are 211 students watching this webinar. So guys, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, if I guess there are no doubts, so can we conclude this webinar? Okay, okay, guys. Okay, thank you. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you for being such a lovely audience. Okay, it was nice connecting with you. Okay, so that's all from my side. Hope to see you in our next webinar, and hope I'll give you more extra knowledge on full stack applications in our next webinar. So thank you guys. Thanks a lot for being my audience. Thanks for this much patience, and we will see in the next webinar. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you all.